Hey, it's Stephanie Staples here. And today I'm going to tell you the story of when I was stopped in my tracks. So I tend to turn everything into a long story, but this really is a long story. So I'm going to try and condense it. But I think it's a very important story and I want to share it. So in November of last year, I was going to take this opportunity to fulfill a wish, a promise that I made to my mom on her deathbed. So my mom passed in June and she was 95 years old. And when she was 90, she received a 4-page typewritten love letter from a man who she had known for 90 years. And in this letter, this man professed that he had loved her for 90 years. And that in itself is another story for another time. But the promise that I made to my mom is that I would go and meet this man that she was not able to see for so long. And he actually sang her to death over the phone. It was pretty amazing, but nonetheless, made my mom this promise I was going to go meet this man. 2 weeks later, I get this job in California. He lives in California. It's about an hour and a half plane ride. I decide I'm going to go meet this man. So I was on this mission. It was really clearly a mission to me to go meet Vic is his name. About the day before I was supposed to meet Vic, I was walking along the ocean and there was a man there. And I say hi and smile to everybody. And I said hello to him. And he said to me, "What is your mission here?" And I was very taken aback because it's an odd question. It's an odd word. People don't just throw that word around willy-nilly. And I just thought that was strange. And I wondered, was he going to try and convert me to some religion, or why was he asking me that question? But since I really believed I was there on a mission, I said, well, I'm here to meet a man and he's 95 years old and he was the love of my mom's life and etc. And so I asked him then what his mission was. And he said, "Do you really want to know?" I said, "Sure." And he said, "I'm here to end my life." And then everything changed right then. And I just sat down and started to talk. And he was really interested in this love story, and he wanted to know more about that. And I just wanted to know more about him and kind of where he was at. Anyway, I asked him if he wanted to go for a walk down the beach. And he asked if I had a phone. I said yes. And he said, I want you to look up my name so that you're not afraid to walk with me. So I looked him up online, and he was a very well-educated and award-winning academic. I could see that. We walked down the beach and we spent an amount of time together. And in this amount of time, we talked and got to know each other a little bit. And eventually, he said, "You saved a life today." He said, I'm going to be okay. And it was really shocking and frightening. And, after I thought about this so much, I didn't know if I said the right thing, did the right thing. I wasn't prepared. Did I do enough? How was he? Where was he? So months passed, and I thought about Simon so often, and I tried to get a hold of him and I could not. And I was worried, but I was almost afraid to know what had happened to him. I wrote a blog post about this. It was just around Valentine's Day, and I kind of compared it to, people are thinking about Valentine's Day and they're thinking about romantic love and tokens and affection. And I just kind of wrote this story because I thought the story to me was about love and kindness and acceptance and presence. And that is love, right? Like just being present and just offering all that you have to give. So anyway, I wrote this blog post, and the response was quite overwhelming, and people were really pouring out love for Simon. And one person in particular was so moved, she took it upon herself to find Simon. I don't know how she did it, but she did it. she contacted him and she told him that I was looking for him. And Simon phoned me, and he told me that after we parted, he got rid of the toxic relationships in his life. He booked a flight to Canada to start his life over again. And he wasn't where he wanted to be yet, but he was much, much, much better. And my heart was just exploding. It's still so, so happy. And, a couple of things that I just want to mention from this story. One is, after my first interaction with Simon, I wasn't really doing very well. And someone had reached out to me, and because basically I needed therapy after that, because I just wasn't sure if I handled things right, or how to handle things better, and how to process what had happened. So, someone that I barely know just reached out to me and to help me through that. And then this other person who just took it upon herself to just care about people and care about the situation and care about Simon, to take her time and energy and effort to go dig and look harder than I did. And she found him. So I'm so grateful to so many wonderful people. I think this is a really, really important story, not because, I did such a great thing here. I think it really, for me, validates my life's work. And that is to get people to work harder on themselves than on anything else. Because if we are constantly coming from a place of depletion, we don't have the resources to be there for somebody else. We can't sustainably give our best. And if I had been in a different place, maybe I wouldn't have been able to be there for Simon when he needed me. So that, I think, is, a really key learning, is that and I knew this, but this just validates it. We need to love ourselves to be able to love other people. We need to work harder on ourselves than on anything else, so that we can be there when people need us, and when we have to, step up to something that maybe we weren't expecting. So, so much gratitude to so many people. That's my story. I look forward to a lifetime of friendship with Simon and watching him soar. And I'm ever, ever grateful that I had the privilege to be in his life for that moment in time. So thanks for listening to the story, and keep shining your light on the world.